Okay. July meeting 2025, Town of Mecca. We'll get started with the reading of the minutes from the last meeting.
Our last meeting was June 9th, 2025. The meeting started at 7:03. The May minutes were read and the minutes were approved. For old business, I had gotten a quote for the road engineer and shared it with the board. The board agreed to use HWC Engineering for the PAMP assessment at a cost not to exceed $5,000 per the contract. Tom signed the contract. I had also uploaded the fire contract to Gateway and paid the stormwater loan. All the things for the ball field were done. The road repair had gone well. Tom hadn't heard anything from IDEM. There was no update on the fence repair. Caitlin was going to reach out to the Brownfield group for a quick update. Brownfield was for funding, but we would need to reach out to a remediation company. Tom had not heard from the park board about a privacy fence for the playground. For new business, the board discussed the usage of the opioid fund. The board agrees the opioid money should be given to the fire department in place of the $500 usually given to the fire department from the general fund. I will going to write a check this next month for the amount of the entire opioid fund to the fire department for their usage. Mosquito fogging had started and was happening every Monday. I sent around bills and minutes for signature. Caitlin motioned to close, Tom seconded, and the meeting closed at 7:47 p.m.
All right, everyone, you've heard the reading of the minutes for the June meeting. If there are no additions or corrections, they'll be approved as read. Hearing none, they'll be approved as read. Okay, we've got old business. The electric is done at the ballpark, and so is the plumbing. We're just waiting for water to be turned on so they can test the system. Everything's new, so they're ready to go. Still nothing on the privacy fence for the small park or the fence repair. And still haven't heard anything from IDEM. I have reached out to them again, and I don't know if they're having organizational issues or funding issues, but they were doing something with the state as far as reorganization or redirection. So I'm not sure what we're going to get from them. Any other old business?
I can talk about Brownfield. I did get in contact with Brownfield. We did. Tracy Michael was assigned to be our project manager. We are working through the eligibility determination project, the review. So just basically answering questions that she has for me and continuing to follow up to get to determine if we're eligible for the funds to remove the asbestos.
So what is it? We're working through the
eligibility determination review process.
Do they need a report to definitively state that there's asbestos?
I think they do need a survey, but they don't necessarily need that before they determine our eligibility. She
Okay.
just wanted to know if we had already done that.
Okay.
From what I understand, I will double check with her, but that was my perception.
Any further old? New business.
I will be starting the budget for next year soon, so do we want, because I think last year was a 15%.
Yeah. I'm sure I think it has to be that. Because of the additions that we had, I think we can go with the 10. And hearing nothing from the, unless we hear otherwise from the park board, we'll stick with the same amount that we had supplemented last year. Because I think that easiest.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be any increases. I think, from what I heard this spring, I think people had enough of increases. I didn't hear anything around here, but at work, everybody.
Yeah.
I don't think we were as affected as a lot of other sections of the county.
Continue
Thank
to
you.
fog mosquitoes every month, or every Monday, so.
Yeah, every Monday. They haven't been encountering any resistance. Everything seems to be going nicely. And it really does seem to be having an effect. I don't know if by you, by me, it seems to be working a bit, especially with as much of rain as we've been receiving and are going to receive this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's solid 10 days.
Yeah. Now, if they could figure out a way to fog so that my trees don't fall down anymore, it would be really good. Any other new business? With the amount of wet we've been having, I was hoping that we'd have a good spell of dry, so I could get down there and patch D Street where that damage was. I mean, it's filled in, but I'm not gonna put asphalt on top of wet. Because nothing will stay. It'll slide right off. We have no way of anchoring it. No, as soon as it dries out a bit, for at least a week, I'll be able to get some down there, because it's compacted enough now.
Let me know when you handle with it. We did get an estimate back here, so we'll be moving along with it whenever. I mean, King Down met us, give us an estimate on it. If we run with it, it'll be relatively soon. Water control, driveway, the whole nine yards, so. And obviously, you said before, after the auto accident last night, you guys did lose a street sign, and almost in the street sign was destroyed, but on a side note, the electric company did come down about a week ago and fix the street light that was damaged during the tornado.
Okay.
So it's back up to where it needs to be.
Okay, that was a few months.
Yeah.
That was in March.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will, see if I can obtain a police report from last night's accident, and I'll take that upon myself to see about getting those.
We
Contact
are
us.
resident insurance experts, so I appreciate that.
As far as the actual sign that says the street names, do you know, did you look to see if those were
They were
damaged?
damaged as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're not just the ones like the,
Would I contact and make those, or get those?
these are big ones, so I'm not, the county highway may have a resource.
Yeah,
to do it.
probably have to go through either that, either have county highway make them, I don't know if they make their own, or if they should have a source.
The source, and maybe one of the other towns might know as well, like the street department, Montezuma, Rockville, one of the places probably know, because they do all their own downside, or street sign.
Okay. A street sign and then a pole.
Yeah, and that would have been a heavy U channel.
Heavy duty, yeah, that was,
It was a heavy U channel, is what it's called.
these I think were round posts, and they had
Oh, they were the round ones?
round ones, and they had the cross parts on the top, yeah.
Ooh, that's even,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it wasn't like a stop sign.
That's heavy galvanized,
Yeah, it was a heavy galvanized post, so
yeah.
it just completely destroyed it both.
That's
And would that
expensive.
come from the same spot, same place?
Probably.
They may have some suggestions on it, stuff we might be able to get some measurements of what they're supposed to be, look like it's around about 3 feet, and then there was probably 8 or 9 feet above ground.
Yeah,
so
they should be about 12 feet.
probably, that sounds about right. just guessing, but
And galvanized like that, 12 feet's gonna be $250 probably, just for the pipe.
12 foot, is that what you said?
There's 3 in the ground and 9 above.
when we get it arranged, I could probably get it back in the ground myself or whatever, stuff like that, so you guys, but I'm gonna handle it, but street signs and the posts will all damaged.
But either way, if there was damage to town property because of an accident, it's on the insurance company to.
Yeah, and you guys might have somebody come down and put it in there, you know, that's great too. You know what I'm saying, it doesn't matter to me, I'm saying if we were in options or whatever, I don't know, sticking it in up there or whatever, but they may have somebody that does that, goes around and puts some things up and just get all taken care of. Post the signs in and installation.
Depends on the insurance company, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
Because they may have somebody who mitigate losses by contracting out their own
Yep.
repair, who knows. Depends on how often they're insured ones over street signs. Anything else?
Just stuff for you guys to sign. We have our second quarter ledgers and accounts payable.
Okay. All right.
And I tried really hard to figure out Excel to make the reports bigger, but
They're still tiny.
yeah, I was YouTubing and Googling, and if I could get it to be bigger one way, it would shrink the other way.
So this is the final payment for.
That was the final for Poly Electric, yeah.
Okay, for the school, so that's where that fund comes out of. Okay. Thank you for getting that out in a timely fashion, because
I tried putting page breaks in so that it would only put so many on a page, but then it would just shrink it instead of fitting the whole page. It was a mess.
okay. Bank of New York is stormwater.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I could always send you the digital files if you want.
These are cute.
No, that's the.
That's all right. We get the water turned on?
I can call it.
Okay. I think you have to initiate
It's
the,
American Electric, so.
yeah, American one. Indiana American. And, I was impressed that this last boiler that they did last week, and they called us with, what, 12 hours before.
I mean, people can't get to the, people don't have time to get to the grocery store to get water.
So I immediately called them up,
Good.
spoke to their customer service didn't give me a satisfactory answer, kept giving me runaround, so I said, all right, I want to hear from the supervisor. She said, okay, I'll get you in touch with, give your information to the supervisor, could be 24 hours. Hopefully get back to you. Took 19 minutes. The guy in charge in Terre Haute called me up. He hadn't been doing it long, year and a half. He didn't realize the situation. Promised me that next time there's a planned outage, a planned boiler, we will get 1 week's notice.
And wasn't it you, they did not specifically say boil
They
order
never said
ever,
boil order to me.
until it was lifted.
Mhm.
And so that's why, I brought up, and you said the pressure drop. Well,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't think about that. If they don't say boil order,
Yeah, they don't.
people don't, so when they said it's lifted, it's like, well, there was one.
I brought that up to them because, you have to be specific. I said, we have a significant number of elderly people in this town. And the closest grocery store is 8 miles away, one way. And it's not open 24/7 like it is in the cities. Okay, so these people don't have a way to prepare.
And it was almost 7 o'clock, I think, by the time they.
Yeah,
Emergencies happen, but this is planned.
it was a planned outage. I told them, I said, this is absolutely unacceptable. That it's a planned outage.
Yeah,
and
you think
no
that would
notice.
just be standard operating for every, whatever they do for everything like that, to me, that would be
At
just.
least 24 hours.
Yeah, just a.
He assured me and promised multiple times that next time this happens, that there's a planned
And
outage.
this is not the first time
No.
this is not the first one you've called and complained about.
No. So, and I mean, it doesn't bother me specifically because I've always got extra. I've got, but not everybody has that. Not everybody thinks of that. Not everybody thinks of a boiler,
Right.
But each time the water pressure drops below 25 psi, they have to issue a boiler. And potentially during a flush, that can happen.
Well, I came home, I think Thursday, and I didn't have any water. So I was like,
No.
well,
Yeah.
good stuff.
And that's, because at that point when there's not constant pressure, that's when bacteria can be released. Anyway,
I motion to close.
good idea. Okay, we'll close. Thank you everybody for being here.